Hello, fourth grader. As we promised before, we're going to discuss the cover page in details. Okay, so this is the cover page of your story, Dear Mr. Winston, lesson 9. We want to discuss it with regards first to the vocabulary that's been given before. So let's revise the vocabulary first. We have fault, borrow, reference, fainted, genuine, local, apologize, prove, slimy, and insisted. Now, I wish you have this vocabulary in front of you because we need to analyze the in front of you the picture in front of you. So here, this is the cover page of your text, and the title is Dear Mr. Winston, from when I went to the library. So we probably have two characters here. Probably these are the two main characters. We have a little girl, the one who looks a little bit upset holding a box, and the man here, and obviously he's inside this building. And what is this building? Yeah, it is a library. Now, who's Mr. Winston? This girl or that man? Yeah, that's correct. So Mr. Winston is that man. So here, this is Mr. Winston. And who's Mr. Winston? We infer that he is the librarian. I'm sorry, this handwriting is so bad, but we infer that he is the librarian, okay? Now, look at the girl. How does she look like? She looks sad. She looks upset. And why do you think she's sad and upset? Can we use some of the vocabulary words that we've been taken so far? Yeah. So do you think that she has done something bad? Yeah, she's done something bad. So what did she do? We don't know, but obviously she made some kind of a fault, and a fault here, which is a mistake, right? Now, she looked sad and she looked like she wants to apologize, right? So we have the word apologize here. And she looked like she is genuinely sorry, right? Here, we have two more vocabulary words. Now, what do you think might be inside that box? It's a box with holes. So many holes. So do you think something is trying to breathe inside? Something like, perhaps you would get to know from the illustration, like a snake. And you know that the snake is slimy, right? So slimy is one of your vocabulary words. Now, this Mr. Winston, we said that he is the librarian. Now, he is working in a library, and this library is a local one, right? Okay. And what do you have in library? You have so many books. If you look here, you have so many books. And what do people do with these books? They borrow these books. So we have reference books, and we borrow these books, and we borrow like lend. We take these books for a little while, get to know the information that we need to know, and that's pretty much it. Reference book. And remember that the reference book, as we discussed earlier in the other video, you cannot take it with you. You just need to borrow it from sometimes and put it back on the shelf. Now then, this little girl, what's her name? Yeah, that's right. Her name is Kara. Oh, sorry. Her name is Kara. You will get to know that. And as we said before, that this is a realistic fiction text, like Because of Winn-Dixie, and it happened in a local library. So we are having two characters here. Who are the characters? I'm sorry, my handwriting is so bad, but we are having Kara, the character, and Mr. Winston. So I have two components here from the plot. Remember the story plot the diagram of the story plot? I'm attaching a piece of the story map that you need to fill. And the two important characters that you have is Kara and Mr. Winston. Now, since we are talking about the characters. Do I have something else? Yeah, obviously I have the setting, right? So where is the setting? The setting is the library and home. So we have two settings. Library, obviously in the picture, and we will get to know later that we are having the home as a setting. Okay? Then we need to find out about the plot. Since we have mentioned here that it's talking about, about a snake, since it's talking about a snake, so I assume that it has to do something with the snake, a problem that perhaps happened to the snake or to the librarian. We are not sure, but you need to infer. You need to infer, to think, to guess what might happen. What is the connection between the box, the girl, Mr. Winston, the whole cover page? But that pretty much sums it. Then I would need you to fill this story map. Now, you know the story map. You have the two characters that we mentioned. The setting is the library and home. And as we read, we are going to mention the plot. Now, let me tell you a quick view of the story itself. Dear Mr. Winston. What is Dear Mr. Winston? If you notice, I have written here 4 paragraphs for you, used as many vocabulary words as we have taken from the text as possible. Now, Kara must try to apologize to Mr. Winston. And who's Mr. Winston? Obviously, the librarian. She must say she's truly sorry for bringing the snake into the library. Oh, so she brought a snake. I don't think that snakes are allowed in libraries, right? In libraries, yeah. Her parents insist she tell him she was wrong. Now, Kara tells Mr. Winston, she wanted to borrow a reference book to see what kind of snake it was. If he had let her use the book, he wouldn't have seen the snake and fainted. Her parents say it was her fault anyway. Kara brings Mr. Winston flowers. She tells Mr. Winston the flowers she brought him are proof that she really didn't mean to scare him. The snake was a local snake, not slimy or poisonous. Kara tells Mr. Winston she is sorry. He is in the hospital. She says that it wouldn't have happened if he hadn't opened the box and let the snake out. She apologizes, but her apology doesn't seem genuine. Now, we know the word genuine is true. Obviously, Kara is the main character. She got a snake, some kind of local snake, and she wanted to research the snake. She is taking the snake as her pet. So, how am I going to know what type of snake is it? The only possible way is to research, and she went right ahead to the library to research. She put it in a box. She took it with her. Some way she tried to see what kind of snake is it by looking at the picture of the book and comparing and contrasting, but perhaps it didn't go well. Obviously, the librarian had seen her, he fainted, and it all went wrong some way or another, that her parents said she needs to apologize. But in her apology, do you think she means it? She's really genuinely sorry, as she says, all over? Or she's just saying it because she's forced to say it because of her parents? You never know, but we will read to know. This is the summary of the story and discuss the cover page. Best of luck, everyone, and we will start